Good morning and welcome to World Cup Daily from Stoppage Time News. Everything you missed overnight in one sitting. Coming up, Scotland's World Cup dream is hanging by a thread after a 3-0 defeat by Brazil in Miami. South Africa make history, reaching the knockout stages for the very first time. And Mexico stay perfect, with Guillermo Ochoa rolling back the years at a record 6th World Cup. It's Thursday, the 25th of June. Let's get into it. Arthur here with everything that happened overnight as 3 more groups reached their conclusion. We begin in Miami, where Brazil beat Scotland 3-0. Vinicius Jr. pounced on a defensive mistake to open the scoring early, had a second goal ruled out by the video assistant referee for a foul in the build-up, and Scotland's hopes of a first-ever knockout place are now hanging by a thread. In the same group, Morocco came from behind twice to beat Haiti. 4-2 Wilson Isidore scored an extraordinary goal for the Haitians before late strikes from Soufiane Rahimi and Gessime Yassine sealed second place and sent Morocco through. Group A is settled. Mexico scored 3 second-half goals to beat the Czech Republic 3-0, keeping a 100% record as the Czechs went out, while South Africa beat South Korea 1-0 through Thapelo Maseko to reach the knockouts for the first time in their history. And Group B went to the wire. Switzerland fought off a late Canada barrage to win 2-1 and top the group, Promise David scoring with his first touch, both sides going through while Bosnia and Herzegovina beat Qatar 3-1 and 18-year-old Kerim Alajbegovic lighting up Seattle to keep their own qualification hopes alive. The BBC, Sky Sports and The Guardian carry all of the overnight action. Now to our story of the day, and it is a piece of history made in Group A. South Africa are into the knockout stages of a World Cup for the very first time. Thapelo Maseko's second-half strike, fired low into the bottom corner, settled a 1-0 win over South Korea and carried South Africa into the last 32 as runners-up in their group.
The Guardian described jubilant scenes at the final whistle, a nation celebrating a milestone that has been a long time coming. For a side that had never before cleared the group stage at a World Cup, it is a genuine landmark and a reward for a campaign built on resilience rather than star names.
Spare a thought, though, for South Korea, who are not necessarily finished. They could still sneak through as one of the 8 best third-place teams, so their fate now rests on results elsewhere. But this morning belongs to South Africa, and to the reminder that this expanded World Cup keeps throwing up brand new stories. Kate, what's moving on the wire?
Thanks, Arthur. Plenty moving on the wire this morning, and the usual reminder before we start, these are reports and rumors doing the rounds, not done deals. We begin at Tottenham, where the BBC say Spurs still want West Ham's Mateus Fernandes after having a bid for Newcastle's Sandro Tonali. Rejected, West Ham are said to value Fernandes at around £80 million. At Chelsea, the BBC report the club are stepping up their efforts to sign the Crystal Palace defender Maxence Lacroix as part of a wider defensive rebuild. Arsenal are busy too. The BBC's gossip column says they are continuing to pursue Aston Villa's Morgan Rogers, while Football.London and the Mirror report that an approach has been made for the Lille midfielder Ayoub Bouadi, whose own stance on a move has started to emerge. Brighton, meanwhile, are said by the BBC to be in advanced talks for the Juventus and Switzerland midfielder Leah Walti. And there is a World Cup twist in the market, the BBC say. Scotland's goalkeeper Angus Gunn is now on Manchester United's radar. Nothing is signed and nothing is sealed, but the window is open and the noise is only getting louder. Quick hits before we hand back.
First, the Golden Boot race has a new name in it. The Independent and the Standard report that Cristiano Ronaldo, after scoring his first goals of the tournament against Uzbekistan, has joined Lionel Messi, Kylian Mbappe, and Erling Haaland at the top of the scoring charts.
Staying in Group A, Sky Sports note a couple of records in Mexico's win. Guillermo Ochoa featured at a record 6th World Cup, while the 17-year-old Gilberto Mora became the youngest player to start a World Cup match in 24 years. There is more grumbling about the ball, too. The Guardian report that the new Try-On to Match ball reaches what one academic paper calls a crisis point at certain speeds, with goalkeepers left bamboozled and Joe Hart's complaints apparently backed up by the science.
On England, Sky Sports quote Thomas Tuchel saying he cannot rely on a returning Bukayo Saka to solve his side's goal problems, but admitting, in his words, that they need him desperately.
And a bittersweet one to finish, the BBC and The Guardian say Canada have qualified but lost home advantage, with the co-hosts now set to play no further World Cup games on home soil after defeat by Switzerland. Back to you, Arthur.
So, what's next? The final round of group games rolls on today, with places in the last 32 still up for grabs. In Group D, Australia face Paraguay in Santa Clara, knowing a win or a draw will secure second spot, though the Guardian say the Socceroos have been forced into changes. Elsewhere, the BBC's Chris Sutton wonders whether Belgium could be going out as the groups conclude. And then it is a waiting game for Scotland, who may not learn until the early hours of Sunday whether they have crept through as one of the best third-place teams. Looking to Saturday, England meet Panama with Harry Kane, a hat-trick scorer against them in 2018, scenting another golden boot. That is your morning briefing. We will have shorts through the day, and we are back here tomorrow. Stoppage time news before the final whistle.